Goals are big right now. And if you've been following my YouTube channel, you know that goals are really important, especially when you write them down. So I decided that I wanted to take you through a little bit of my own personal goal setting journey. I'm going to show you how I'm breaking down one big goal into small bite-sized pieces so that I can realize it and help you realize that your big goal isn't that hard to get to. Because the way you realize a big goal is to change the way that you view it. When you change your habits and change the way that you approach it, it can become something that is more tangible. And it doesn't have to be something huge. It can just be, something that you want to implement into your life. For me, it's going to be a big project because it's a brand that I am trying to create. So I'm going to walk you through step by step what I'm doing to break down my large goal and the things that I can do daily and weekly to realize it. And if you want to follow along, this is actually day 6 in my 7-day mini glow up guide. You can download it for free. I'll link it down below. So one of the most important things about setting goals is knowing who you are and where you want to go. So where are you right now and what is it going to take to get to where you want to be? This way you can really start showing up as that person who has realized that goal. And when you see it all broken down, you realize the changes that you have to make in your daily life. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get really crystal clear on what your big goal is. So for me, it's creating a brand that is centered around empowering young women using my own journey as inspiration. Then you're going to decide on 3 to 5 smaller goals that are going to work towards your larger one. Then you're going to create your action plan. These are daily and weekly tasks that you are going to take that are going to get you closer to those 3 to 5 smaller goals, which again are going to get you to that bigger goal. When we break it down like this, it makes it seem like it's a little easier for us because we have these tasks that we're doing, these daily actions, or they can be weekly actions depending on what your goal is and your time and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do this exact template to break down mine and show you in real time what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get clear on what our big goal is. So we'll write that down. So, what is our big goal? So for me, it's going to be to create a brand that empowers and inspires women, just say young women, ages 16 to 24. So now that I have my big goal, I want to break it down into smaller actions, smaller tasks that I can incorporate into my daily habits or things that I can work on piece by piece. So I like to do 3 to 5. So the first one, so our first action is going to be create a YouTube channel, which I've actually already done, but this was a good first step into what I wanted to do. So create a YouTube channel and a new Instagram. Then my action number 2 might be something like start creating content or start brainstorming content ideas and my brand pillars. So I know what I'm going to be talking about. All right, so then action number 3 is going to be begin recording video for YouTube and Instagram Reels. Because you know that video is going to be so important for this because I have to know who my audience is. So that's probably going to be Another one of my actions, and these don't all have to be completely in order. You can break them down however you need to. So number 4 action is going to be, do some market research and figure out what I want to provide. Because this is a brand, this is a business, so there has to be a way for me to make money. So I want to do market research and figure out what my market, who are women ages 16 to 24, actually want. So then my action number 5 could be work related. So I'm going to make sure that, Monday, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday are going to be content days, or I can just, figure those out later. But I need to have content days. I need to have recording days, and then probably admin days. So I need to figure out where I want to put those on my calendar, and how I want to schedule those and structure that into my routine. So this kind of gives you a good overview of the things that you need to do. And if you want to, you can even go a step further and start breaking down each action into smaller actions, or putting them onto your calendar. This is what I'm going to do. But when you're done with this, I want you to come up with an action plan. So here's my action plan, and it can be, you can plan this out as far as you want. So if you're starting off small and you don't want to, freak yourself out, then you can say something like, just this week, what is one small action that you can take this week? So my one small action for this week will be, okay. So let's say my one small action for this week is going to be to outline my brand messaging, and my brand messaging and brand pillars. Okay. And then let's say that I want to take another small action. So one small action for next week will be, and let's say I actually want to go ahead and outline a script or some scripts for video content. And again, this doesn't, there's no hard and fast rules. As long as you're breaking, you have that one big clear goal and you're breaking it down into smaller steps. That is what is most important. And then, of course, coming up with your action plan so that you actually get things on the calendar. So once you have these outlined, get a couple of them on here and then go ahead and put them into your calendar. Put them, set a reminder for them, and make sure that you're actually doing them, because you can write this stuff down all day long, but if you're not actually putting in the work, then it's just going to be a dream. Another part of this that I really like to do, that really kind of gets you feeling into that goal, because feelings are so important when you are trying to manifest something or bring something into your life, is to future vision. And future visioning is so important because it keeps you connected to that version of you in the future, that version of you that has already achieved that goal. It's so exciting, and it brings up emotions, and these emotions and feelings are what really keep you motivated and moving forward sometimes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to flip to another page, and we're going to label this our future vision. Whoops. Okay. So what I really want you to do here is think about the emotion and how you're going to feel. And you're going to speak it as it's already happened. So you're going to be talking in present tense. So for me, example, I can say something like, I am so excited to have 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And created a brand that teen girls and college girls love and are consuming to improve their lives. I feel like I am doing what I'm meant to do, and every day I wake up feeling so lucky to get to make a difference. So it can be something like that. It can be short, it can be long, but anything that you can look back on and read through over and over again that keeps you on track and keeps you working towards your big vision and your big goal. So let's try this with a different goal, and let's use one that might be a little more relevant for more people than starting a business. So let's say our big goal is you want to learn how to draw. So we're going to break it down into our three smaller goals. So our first one is going to be practice drawing each day. Our second goal is going to be maybe buy new quality sketchbooks and materials. And goal number three could be try one new technique each week. So then we've got our three smaller goals. So now we're going to break that into an action plan. What can we do to realize each one of those goals and maybe give ourselves a timeline or something we want to do each week or each day? So that could look like draw for 30 minutes each day starting on this coming Monday. Decide on what mediums interest me and go get my supplies. Follow YouTube channels that will be helpful. Set aside 1 hour every Sunday afternoon to work on a new technique. And then, of course, you can always go back and put these chronologically, what you need to do first. But the most important thing is to get them down on paper so you can see the big picture. And then get your calendar out or your notes app or something that's going to remind you, okay, these are the things that I want to do, maybe the deadlines or the days that I want to get these done. So then let's go ahead and write down our future script. So it's the end of the semester and I'm drawing regularly and love what I'm creating. I'm getting better and I feel excited about my art instead of discouraged. So now you've got your big picture, you've got your small action steps that you can put into your schedule, and you've got your future script that you've written out. And this is where you are seeing yourself in a year or 6 months or however long you have set yourself to achieve your goal. If you download the Glow Up Guide, I actually have a page that is formatted for exactly what we just did here with your big goal steps broken down into 5 different blocks so that you can see clearly what your big picture is and the moves that you need to make to realize that big goal. And this will help keep you on track. And I always suggest that you write it down because writing down does something in your brain that kind of makes it stick a little bit better. And it's also something that you can keep on your desk or keep in a special place so that you can see it every day and you can go back to it and figure out, okay, this is what I need to do next. This is what I need to do after that. Or you can kind of rearrange things. But don't worry about making it perfect. It can be messy. It can have, highlighting and crossing out and all that stuff. This is just for you to kind of brain dump out a little bit. And then you can write it all down in a nice, neat format if you want. But the most important thing is to get it down on paper because once it's out of your head, it becomes more realistic. I really hope this helps you when you're thinking about achieving something big, but you're not sure where to start or you're not sure what steps that you need to take to get there. And if you have any questions or maybe something that has worked for you, I'd love to hear from you. So make sure that you comment below. Don't be afraid to dream big just because you think it's out of your reach. Just start writing it down and see what happens.